Here we have an equation where we need to solve for x, and it involves a few fractions. It's always best to clear the fractions out so that you're sure that you have an exact solution. If you change something like 7/3 to a decimal, you're going to have a repeating 3, and you're going to have rounding errors in the end. So, to clear the fractions, first we need to find the least common multiple of all of these denominators. So the least common multiple of 3, 5, and 15 is the smallest number that all three of these numbers go into. So whenever you have small numbers like this, relatively small numbers like this, ones that you know your multiplication tables really well for, just start with the biggest number and go from there. So 15 obviously goes into itself one time. 5 goes into 15 evenly 3 times, and 3 goes into 15 evenly. So our least common multiple, the smallest number that they all go into evenly, is 15. Okay, so the next thing is to multiply both sides of my equation by this least common multiple. Okay, on the left, I've got two terms, so I've got to make sure that I multiply to both of those. 15 times 3/5 x. 15 times 3/5. 15 is a whole number, it's over 1. When we multiply fractions, if we've got ones that have a common factor like these, they're both divisible by 5, then we're going to divide them by that common factor. So 5 divided by 5 is 1, 15 divided by 5 is 3. Now when I multiply across the top, 3 times 3, I'll get 9. Across the bottom would be 1, so just 9 here for 15 times 3/5 and bring down your x. A shortcut that I like to show my students is you could say 15 divided by 5 is 3, and then 3 times the numerator. So 3 times 3. All right, 15 times a negative 7/3. Okay, so same idea here. 3 and 15 are both divisible by 3. That would leave a 1 here and a 5 up top. Multiplying across the top, I'll get negative 35, and again across the bottom is a 1. I'm getting these nice whole numbers because that was the idea to start with. I wanted to multiply both sides by something that would clear the fractions. Again, the shortcut, 15 divided by the denominator is 5. Multiply that number times the numerator, and you get your 35. On the right, same idea. The 15s are going to cancel completely, and that leaves me with negative 17. From here, it's a two-step equation. I need to add 35 and then divide by 9. Okay, so I'll have 9x and negative 17 plus 35. When you have different signs, you subtract and take the sign of the bigger, so that's going to be 18. Finally, divide both sides by 9. I get x equals 2.